Over here, everyone.
It's not very far. Just around the corner.
Plenty of front row seats here. Just be careful of the camera equipment.
I have seen
Tempest when the scolding winds have riled the mighty oaks.
and I have seen
The ambitious ocean swell and rage and foam to be exalted with the threatening clouds.
I have seen
But never till tonight, never till now did I go through a tempest dropping fire.
I have seen
Or else the world, too saucy with the gods, incenses them to send destruction.
Why saw you anything more wonderful?
A common slave, you know him well by sight, held up his left hand, which did flame and burn, like 20 torches joining yet his hand, not sensible of fire remained unscorned.
I have seen
Against the capital I met a lion who blazed upon me and went surly by without annoying me.
Why saw you anything more wonderful? And there were drawn upon a heap 100 ghastly women, transformed with their fear, who swore they saw men all in fire walk up and down the streets. I have seen
And yesterday the bird of night did sit, even at noonday upon the marketplace, hooting and shrieking. When these prodigies do so conjointly meet, let not men say these
are there reasons they are natural. For I believe they are portentous things unto the climate that they point upon. Indeed, it is a strange disposed time, but men may construe things after their fashion, clean from the purpose of the things themselves.
Why saw you anything more wonderful?
Why
Saw you anything more wonderful? Why saw you anything more wonderful? Comes Caesar tomorrow to the capital. 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 Tomorrow.
He doth, for he did bid Antonius send word to you that he would be there tomorrow.
Good night then, Casca. This disturbed sky is not to walk in.
Farewell.
Who's there?
A Roman.
Casca by your voice.
Your ear is good, Cassius. What night is this?
A very pleasing night to honest men.
It is part of men to fear and tremble when the most mighty gods do by token send such dreadful heralds to astonish us.
You are dull, Casca. And those sparks of life that should be in a Roman, you do want, or else you use not. Now, tell me, Casca, could I name to thee a man most like this dreadful night that thunders, lightens, opens graves, and roars as doth the lion in the Capitol? A man no mightier than thyself or me in personal action, yet prodigious grown, and fearful as these strange eruptions are.
'Tis Caesar that you mean, is it not, Cassius?
Let it be who it is.
Indeed. For they say the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as a king, and he shall wear his crown.
Then I know where I shall wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. If I know this, then all the world. Besides, that part of tyranny that I do bear, I can shake off with pleasure.
So can I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity.
And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Poor man, I know that he would not be a wolf, but that he sees the Romans are but sheep. What trash is Rome? What rubbish! And what awful when the base matter serves to illuminate so vile a thing as Caesar! But, oh grief, where hast thou led me? Perhaps I speak this before a willing bondsman?
You speak to Casca, and such a man who is no flaring telltale. Hold my hand, and I'll set this foot of mine as far as who goes farthest.
Now there's a bargain made. Now know you, Casca, I have moved already some certain of the noblest-minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable, dangerous consequence.
Stand close a while, for here comes one in haste.
'Tis Cinna. I do know him by his gait. He is a friend.
What a fearful night is this? There's 2 or 3 of us have seen strange sights.
Tell me.
Oh, Cassius, if you could but win the noble Brutus to our party.
Be you contented, good Cinna. Take this letter. Where Brutus may but find it, throw it in at his window. Set it up with wax upon old Brutus's statue. All this done, repair to Pompey's porch, where you shall find us. Is Trebonius and Decius there?
All but Metellicimba, and he's gone to seek you at your house.
Well, I will hie, and so bestow these papers as you bade me.
Come, Casca, you and I will yet a day see Brutus at his house. 3 parts of him is ours already, and the man entire, upon the next encounter, yields him ours.
Oh, he sits high in all the people's hearts, and that which would appear offence in us, his countenance, like richest alchemy, shall change to virtue and to worthiness.
Ah!
It must be by his death. And for my part, I know no personal cause to spurn at him, but for the general he would be crowned. How that might change his nature, there's the question. The abuse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power. And to speak truth of Caesar, I have not known when his affections swayed more than his reason, but 'tis a common proof that lowliness is young ambition's ladder, whereto the climber upward turns his face. But when he once attains the utmost round, he then unto the ladder turns his back, looks in the clouds, scorning the base degrees by which he did ascend. So Caesar may, then, lest he may prevent, and since the quarrel will bear no colour for the thing he is, fashion it thus, that what he is augmented would run to these and these extremities, and therefore think him as a serpent's egg, which hatched would, as his kind, grow mischievous, and kill him in the shell. This paper thus sealed up, and I'm sure it did not lie here when I went to bed. Is not tomorrow the Ides of March?
I know not, sir.
Brutus, now sleepst, awake and see thyself.
thou sleepst, awake. Such instigations have been often dropped where I have took them up.
Shall Rome, etc.
Thus must I piece it out. Shall Rome stand under one man's oar? What Rome? My ancestors did from the streets of Rome the Tarquin drive when he was called a king.
Speak, strike, redress.
Am I entreated to speak and strike? O Rome, I make thee promise. If the redress will follow, thou receivest thy full petition at the hand of Brutus. Since Cassius first whet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interim is like a phantasma or a hideous dream. The genius and the mortal instruments are then in council, and the state of man, like to a little kingdom, suffers then the nature of an insurrection. Oh, conspiracy! Shamest thou to hide thy dangerous brow by night when evils are most free? How then by day, where wilt thou find a cavern dark enough to mask thy monstrous visage? Seek none conspiracy. Hide it in smiles and affability.
Good morrow, Brutus. Do we trouble you?
I have been up this hour, awake all night. Know I these men that come along with you?
Yes, every man of them. This is Trebonius. Ah, yeah, this is... What is your name?
Arya.
Are. This Casca. This Cinna. And this Matilda.
They're all welcome. Give me your hands all over, one by one.
And let us swear our resolution.
No, not an oath. For what need we any spur but our own cause to prick us to redress? And what other oath than honesty to honesty engage, that this shall be, or we will fall for it. Do not stain the even virtue of our enterprise to think that or our cause or our performance did need an oath. When every promise, when every drop of blood that every Roman bears, and nobly bears, is guilty of a several bastardy if he do break the smallest particle of any promise that has passed from him.
Shall no man else be touched but only Caesar?
Cinna well urged. I think it is not meet. Mark Antony, so well beloved by Caesar, should outlive Caesar. Let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Our course will seem too bloody, Caius Cassius. To cut the head off and then hack the limbs. Let's be sacrificers, not butchers, Caius. We all stand up against the spirit of Caesar. And in the spirit of men there is no blood, but alas, Caesar must bleed for it, and gentle friends. Let's kill him boldly, but not wrathfully. Let's carve him as a dish fit for the gods, not hew him as a carcass fit for hounds. This shall make our purpose necessary and not envious, which so appearing to the common eyes, we shall be called purgers and not murderers. And for Mark Antony, think not of him, for he can do no more than Caesar's arm when Caesar's head is off.
Yet I fear him for the engrafted love that he bears
Alas,
to
good
Caesar.
Cassius, do not think of him. If he loves Caesar, all that he can do is to himself. Take thought and die for Caesar.
But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth today or no, for he has superstitious grown of late, quite from the main opinion he once held of fantasy, of dreams, and ceremonies. It may be these apparent prodigies, the unaccustomed terror of this night, or the persuasion of his augurers may hold him from the capital today.
Never fear that. If he be so resolved, I can oversway him, and I will bring him to the capital today.
Nay, we will all of us be there to fetch him.
By the 8th hour, is that the uttermost?
Be that the uttermost, and fail not then.
We will leave you, Brutus. Till then. And friends, disperse yourselves. But all remember what you have said, and show yourselves true Romans.
And follow us up the steps.